All right, everybody, how's it going? Justin here. We are going to get into what will be the first episode of just regular driving. I mean, I'm going to be talking about some business stuff and stuff with the shop, but other than that, we are just going to be driving and trying to enjoy the game a little more. So I have some stuff to cover, and usually I will keep it more dealing with just playing the game, but this first episode we got a lot to cover, having to do with the website. So let's just get going, and we will talk while we're driving. We are in Fort Collins. We're going to go ahead and take this harvester down to Texas, and we are in the heavy duty customs T800. Well, it's a C500. It can be turned into a T800. It can be either one. This truck just came out, and I really like it so far. The T800 I was using off of Steam Workshop. It was good, but it had like my mirrors didn't work for some reason. So um, I made a skin for this one. So yeah, I'm liking it. I got it in the T800 setup right now, obviously. Like I said, you can do the C500 with the big flat hood. It's got wide hood, long hood. It's got all the variations. It's even got on the C500 setup where the side panel can be completely gone and you can see the engine and the engines they got in there. I think there's a Cummins and a Cat, if I remember correctly. They are modeled really, really nicely, so it's really well done. But anyway, so let me see. Okay, we're good on resting time, so should be good to go. Let me reset my parking brake to the right orientation. Turn my mouse off too, because the shaking will cause that to move. Alright. So we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. I know a lot of you have seen I've been doing a lot of work on my personal setup here over the past few weeks. Got an ELD over here. Well, it's a tablet sim dashboard. Made a ELD frame for it. There's another one coming. I decided to add a little more to the ELD frame, but it's currently drying in paint right now, so but yeah, next episode we'll have that, show you what I changed on it but added to it. But yeah, we got the GPS screen over here, and it is just a 7-inch monitor using OBS Studio mirroring a part of the screen. I have the route advisor tucked down here with a mod where you might be able to see it from your camera point of view, but I can't see it here at my sitting level. So I don't see it, but it shows up right here on the screen. So I think that's really cool. And other than that, it's hooked up with HDMI. It is not wireless. It's not working through telemetry like Sim Dashboard is on these ones. A lot of guys think it is, but it is not. Telemetry will not allow the route advisor to show the route. I really don't understand why, but that's just how it is. So I use the screen mirroring method. But, and hey guys, something you're gonna notice about me with my driving, I drive this like a sim, because it is a sim. I do not drive like, you know, if I wanted to race, I'd go play a race sim. So, So yeah, I drive as realistically as possible. When I'm talking a lot, I very well may miss stuff like speed limits and whatnot. But, you know. So. But we'll go over, we're going to go over the gauge console, because that is something I'm working on getting to the site. So, looks like we are just about there. This ELD overlay I made for Sim Dashboard will be available on Sim Dashboard. They're reviewing it right now, so as soon as it gets approved, all you have to do is type in ELD or ATS accessories and it will come up for download. I modeled it after, I'm not going to say any brand names, but I modeled it after a very popular ELD out there that probably every real driver has dealt with. Unless you don't do logs or do paper, because I know a lot of you do. But anyway, I'm sure you've seen one of these. But so that'll be available on Sim Dashboard the next day or two, whenever they get it approved. But yeah, the frame is unnecessary, but you know, it adds. I really like it. It adds another level of immersion. You know, that's kind of always been my goal with this setup, is make it difficult to tell where my setup ends and the simulator starts. So let's get this trailer and and then we'll start going over the gauge cluster, because I want to go over that with you guys. So turn the mouse back on. So yeah, there will be a lot of business talk on this one. I don't plan on it always being that way. I'm sure I'll always give some kind of, you know, depending on what's going on, some kind of website update. But for the most part, I just want to check out some mods, and I didn't get to play for I mean, I went like 4 months without playing. Oh, gotta cut it this way. But so I want to check out, you know, the new states and stuff. I have not gotten to explore yet. So, and the part of the screen that you're seeing is basically just the center screen on this. Now, I have had trouble for some reason with the hook height of this truck. I have advanced trailer coupling on, and there we go, it worked that time. I have to lower the air suspension. For one reason or another, it does not want to slide under these trailers. So I gotta dump the rear airbags to have the best chance, because I've had a couple that were really difficult to hook up to. But yeah, I want to do, coming up, I want to do Pizzter's 389. I want to do, obviously, the first gen Cascadia on atsaccessories.com, my truck, which is in the process of getting updated with some new stuff right now. And we have got this big low boy here. Ooh. Try to look at the trailer and I'm going to pull out on the road. Just wanted you guys to see which one we were pulling. But I also want to do an episode with FLX's 359, because that'll give me an excuse to use my retro wheel. That's a great truck, by the way, anyway. But, alright, so let's go over... Oh wait, first, just so some of you that may not follow me on Facebook and stuff know what we're looking at here, I wanted something to close off the center of my setup, and so what I made was, this is a tablet running Sim Dashboard, and I made a housing for it where it sits inside here. The lid comes off, and it shows only the gauge part, and I made bezels for it. Made them chrome. You know, you see where I'm going with this. So my plan with it is, as you can see right now, I have it. I obviously can't change the layout because the housing is, you know, plastic. But even though it's a Peterbilt configuration, I've got Kenworth gauges on there. And I'm going to upload all these to Sim Dashboard. And that way people can use different brand gauges in the layout that they have. I plan on making this in a Peterbilt layout. Won't be exactly like this one. This was kind of a one-off piece that I made for my specific setup. And so we're going to talk about some changes I'm making and what you can expect. I'm making the first prototype now. I just got the gauges lined up today, and you know, but I already have, for example, I have a Cascadia style gauges. I'm trying, and there's a 379 style gauges. I'm trying to do as many variations as I can. Let me go outside here so I can see the light. But you get the idea. So that way people can choose whatever they want, and then there will be a Kenworth style console, and it's going to have a different gauge layout, and I'm also going to have all the different brands in that layout, so depending on which one you have. So it's going to take some time to get this together and everything. One thing that we did have to do that I'm not wild about, but it just had to be done. We tried different things. A tablet is going to have to be included with the purchase of these, and let me tell you why. Unless you happen to have this exact model and size of tablet, because I thought, okay, I could make it for, you know, it could fit a 10 to 12 inch screen tablet, and people can move the gauges around on the Sim Dashboard and line it up the way they need. Well, no, you can't move gauges and scale them on Sim Dashboard like I thought you could. You can make your own setup, but not everybody knows how to do that or is going to necessarily want to do that. So, oh, come on. Someone let me over. And I thought, okay, I could get a 10-inch, 11-inch screen that people could just hook their tablets up to. Everyone's afraid to cross the railroad. Oh, they're not stopping on the railroad tracks. That's actually smart. Okay, so I thought we could just put a generic screen in there, and everyone could hook their tablet up, and no matter the size of their tablet screen, it would come up the same on there, and we'd be good to go. But what happened was, with different devices, the aspect ratio became a problem. So it was scrunching the image, it was stretching images depending on the device you were on, and I was like, you know what, for the sake of that is the hardest part of all of this, is making things universal. Oh, now we got a train. We're going to be here for a minute, man. I'll tell you what, guys. We're going to wait for this train to pass. I'll be right back. All right. It was actually a train on, well, there it comes over there, but it was on this. It was on the track behind us. Anyway, so the only true way to make this super reliable, so I can make the same, because there's so many tablets, sizes, resolutions, aspect ratios out there. There was just no way. So I plan on a Samsung Galaxy A9 Plus 11-inch tablet being a part of the purchase. You will get a brand new tablet, sealed, unopened, not signed into, nothing. It'll be brand new in the box, sealed, with these. And that will be so that it can just be consistent, lines up, no problems at all. Now, obviously, if you have that tablet already, then yeah, there will be an option to just buy the housing. But it makes about a $180 to $200 difference, depending on whether, depending on where I'm able to get them from at the time, from what I saw. And so we're gonna have to cross that bridge when we come to it. But that's what we had to do. And you know what? The way I look at it is, you know what? It's cheaper than buying the board and rail gauges, you know, and everything that goes along with rail gauges, and you're getting the option to change them from, you know, per brand, so they don't always look the same. So, you know, I like this. I think this is great. You can make custom layouts if you want, if you know how to, and yeah, it's really customizable. But so, what's going to be different on what I plan on offering versus mine? I always played with a desk fan. I get hot real easy, so um, I don't know if you can see it here, but there's a AC control panel here. The blower motor on this, the knob actually works. It blows air out of here. It's adjustable speed, comes out of the vent. You know, I tied that in, but obviously that to keep price, you know, to keep prices down. It's not going to have a working vent, the one I offer, but it is going to have an AC vent. It just won't be hooked up to anything. The idea of this housing, besides it showing the gauges, obviously, is it's an immersion piece. It covers up the bottom part of your screen, and it, as you can see, maybe not from your angle, but as you can see, I have mine lined up where the top of the dash in the game comes even to this. So I'm looking right over this dash over the hood of the truck. That's the point of this thing, and adding little things like a vent, even though it's a dummy vent. Okay, we can bypass wait station. It still adds that immersion. So it's going to have vent, it's going to have the warning label here for the Cummins engine protection, and it's going to have a metal emblem, depending on whether you get Kenworth or Peterbilt. It's a metal emblem, and it's going to be wrapped in the same wood grain vinyl. It's redwood. Now Kenworth, I think I'm going to go with a different wood, and that'll be on the prototype I make. But yeah, anyway, that's where I'm at on it. Like I said, I'm getting the prototype together right now for the Peterbilt one, and Kenworth will follow. My hope is that the right side of these are going to be identical, and I would like to offer it where it could be expandable, and you add a button box onto the right side, and together it makes kind of a modular dash system. That is my plan, that is my hope. We all know things change, but that's what I'm aiming for. So yeah, keep an eye on Facebook and stuff for updates on that, and obviously I'll be updating you on here about it. So yeah, we are not gaining much speed, are we? I'll set cruise once we get up to speed here a little more. Yeah, I'm liking the ELD layout. It's got all kinds of info on there. I tried to keep it as consistent with the real ELD that I could, but you know, Sim Dashboard, you only got an option of certain things. But the map on it is live. Doesn't show the route, obviously, like we talked about. That's not possible. But I like the map. It still follows you, and I like it because if I'm like, hey, is there fuel coming up or something, I can just scroll around on that map and take a look at whatever I need to. But it's got your real ETA, so in real life, how many minutes you got till you get to the place you're going. The ETA in the sim, your destination, your income, your distance until arrival, the cargo you're carrying, the weight of it, the trip time remaining, and the time remaining for the limited time in the game that you have to get there. And then it's got your damage for your cargo, trailer, truck, and the map, and your DOT, you know, next to DOT. It's got your hours of service, you know what I mean? So, I think it's pretty cool. So, we're still in this 55 zone here. Yeah, I'm enjoying this truck so far. I know it's been around Facebook. I'm sure quite a few of you have gotten it already. They also have a Western Star over there. I have not tried yet. I need to, but I have not tried that one yet. So, and I need to do a video updating the current setup. A lot's changed since my last video, kind of giving a tour of the entire setup. So yeah, I'll do a video sometime on. Now that it's, I'm gonna say it's done. We all know that's not true, but it's gotta be dang close, man. I'm running out of ideas. So, I will say though, because people will ask, I am running a Moza R5 base, and I have the SCI Phantom 18-inch wheel on here. Obviously, I got the spinner. That helps. My boys like to play. They're 3 and 4, and it really helps them. Turning now, I am supposed to be getting on Monday the Moza truck wheel. It's supposed to be here, so I plan on them using that from now on. But I do want to do maybe my next video with that one. So it looks pretty cool. It's only a 16-inch, but that's all right. I'm pretty excited to try that. I drive automatic and manual. I got the shift module tucked up under the dash here, and when I want to use it, it just swings out. I lock it in place. And I have a separate account for my automatics. That way I ain't gotta go through all the, you know, changing the settings and whatnot. I'm sure we're out of the 55 zone. But like in-game time, we got about 5 hours until we arrive. Alright, website update number 2 besides the gauge housings. Something I want to do, because I hope you all know I would offer the ELD frame for tablets and all of that. But like I said, man, my frame rate is dropping, and I'm guessing it's because I'm screen recording right now too. I got all kinds of things running right now, so I can't say I'm surprised. And we're going through a city, so I don't usually get that though. Anyway, it's real difficult when I make something for my setup. It's really specific. The size, the the brand I want, the style I want. In these cases, the size tablets I have, and all of that. And so I hope you all understand why I can't just release this stuff on the site for everybody to use, because it won't work. So, but I am finding out, I think, that I feel like this one-off designing, finding ways to make things work the way people want, I'm obviously limited by the game. Oh, by the way, you are going to see the lighting change on the setup here as it gets darker. I've got the hue, the Philips Hue lights set to mimic the environmental lighting. So as it gets dark, you'll see it all go dark. If we go under a street lamp, you'll see it light up, and so forth. But so I want to be able to offer that stuff to everybody, but number one, order volume has been insane, like since November, which I'm very grateful for. I've got some hired guys now, and even so, I'm still working like 70 hours a week. And so we're trying to keep up on orders and shipping times the best we can, using real truck parts. Getting the parts in is always an issue at the volume that I need. But so what I want to do is open up what I call a custom shop. It would be a completely separate part of the website, where basically people could contact me and say, hey, I want this, or I saw you made this, I have this size tablet, I want, blah blah blah. It would be, if it's going to depend on the job. Obviously I can't accept everything out there, but you can pick my brain and see what we can get done. You pay attention to my gears here. And a lot of guys even need, like, hey, I need a bracket to hold this in place on my setup. I need it at this angle or this length, or it gets so specific. So I just want a place where people can come and just say, hey, I would like to look at, like, the ELD frame. I would like that, but I have this tablet. Let's see if we can make it work. Like, so I want to open up a custom shop, is what I'm going to call it. There will be updates on that, but I do plan on doing that. And a little hill climb coming up here. And everyone in this lane is going to go slow. I'm going to go ahead and get over. I'm cutting this guy off. I don't care. I'm keeping my momentum up. All right. But the problem with the custom shop, obviously, prices are going to be higher than normal. I mean, a lot of it's going to take, almost all of it's going to take 3D modeling for that one order. It's not like I'm making a model for what I can sell hundreds of on the site like other things. So anything custom out there, though, it's going to be more expensive. But you know what? Where else? It's where else are you going to go to find some of this stuff? I mean, but so that being said, I did want a place that people could go to get the stuff designed and made and whatever, exactly how they want, exactly what they need. There's so many setups and needs out there. It's just, you can't make everything universal. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I do leave, me and the family leave on a cruise on March 27th, and there's been a note up on the site for quite some time, probably 5 or 6 weeks now, about it, because it's obviously going to affect some orders. But I put it up there in plenty of time for people to see. I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. It stopped up here. Let's turn that off. But yeah, I'm going to be gone until, I think it's April 11th. But yeah, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. So when I get back from that, I plan on getting on the custom shop. And hopefully I'll be close to having these prototypes done. Once the prototypes for these gauge housings are done, it'll be, you know, it's all about, I mean, even getting the gauge layout correct for the A9 11-inch, which is not what I'm using here. This is the tablet I had, because I did not plan on making these. This was just for myself, and this is a 10.5-inch tablet. So finding the correct, I'm going to bypass this one too. Finding the correct spacing and everything for these gauges, it took something like 8 or 9 tries printing up draft prints. So let's go ahead and drop into this gear. And oh, we're getting off this one too. Getting off this exit. So yeah, that took a lot of time. I gotta do the Kenworth layout still. I gotta design the bezels for that. But yeah, I know the demand on those is gonna be pretty high once they come out, but you know, I'm gonna make batches at a time. You gotta sand all the bezels and chrome them with an airbrush, and you know, the stuff is handmade, and I know the demand's out there. I know I'm not the fastest out there, but you know what? I try to come out with things and use better quality parts than the other ones out there. So yeah, it takes some extra time. Demand is higher, but you know what? I never sacrifice quality for quantity. I'm determined for that, and you know, if people don't like my shipping times, they can go buy somewhere else that ships next day, that I am fairly certain will not last as long as one of my products. But I've got the track record. I keep track of what I call failure rates, any repairs needing to be done on my things, and overall they are under 0.5%. Anyway, I don't know why I'm trying to justify myself on that, but I just want everyone to know that I do always work. I'm working almost every moment I'm awake, and I've got hired guys now. We're doing our best. We try, and I like to keep things on the handmade level, and I try to keep the quality high, and I try to offer things you can't find anywhere else. So yeah, see the lighting on here now that we're under the street light? It's kind of yellowish. That, I will say, this whole setup, I really like the gauges, but this whole setup, that is one of my favorite things. I tried butt kickers. I took them off. I don't know. I didn't like having to run SimHub. I wasn't wild about them. These Philips Hue lights, though, you see it got darker. Now it'll get a little lighter. I love these things, especially at night. When they turn off, everything around here glows. During the day, it's all lit up, and it doesn't. It adds a lot of immersion. It's really, really neat. So yeah, but if you guys want to look them up, they're just Philip Hue. You can get them in all kinds of different lights. I'm trying to think of what mine were called. They're kind of like pods, but they're like long pods. They're about 8 inches long. I got 2 of them mounted up here. And they sync with the screen. You set where on the screen they sync to, and I have them like out the front windows or out the side windows. Yeah, they're awesome. I love them. Yeah, this setup as a whole is coming up on... She's about 3 years in the making. So, SCS needs to add more controller slots, I know that much. Once again, if my driving has been a little funky, in future videos I will concentrate more on it. But, and like, I don't normally use the clutch, but I have been during this video just because I'm concentrating more on what I'm talking about. This is the first one, so I'm talking a little more than I plan on in future videos. But if, yeah, I would like to do a video a week, and hopefully you guys can subscribe to the channel. I would like to build the channel up. And you can see every week when I post a video, and it'll also have updates about anything coming to the site, anything I'm working on, anything weird going on. Trust me, I'm a small business with a 3- and 4-year-old, a wife that works full-time. Things come up. I know a lot of you out there know what I'm talking about. So, looks like we are about 2 hours out in game time. Yeah, like I said, I want to do FLX's 359 because there's 389. My Cascadia. And you know, we'll always find something to drive out there. Do some trailers, because there's trailers are awesome. We'll be doing some of those for sure. On these layouts too, if you've noticed, I don't know how much you can see, but you got indicators on there that also tell you wake up everyone. You got indicators on there that tell you light, like if your markers are on, your high beams are on. Think more about my shifting, man. Your turn signal arrows come on. It's got digital speed along with the analog gauge. Has your time, miles per gallon, each make it, you know, like a Freightliner one and all that. They're all going to have different, you know, different things. And but they've got all kinds of other information on here. It's got a fuel light that comes on when you get low on fuel. If the truck works with the fuel gauge. There's some trucks out there that, some mods that seem to not work with the fuel gauge on here for some reason, but, so, yeah, driving at night, that's my favorite. I love driving in the dark on this setup. I need to lower the brightness on that ELD a little bit, but yeah, the new ELD that I'm making has, anyone who knows these ELDs, the buttons light up green, and the ring around the home button also lights up. In real life, it lights up green, orange, blue, red, depending on different things. If you're like getting low on drive time. It goes to orange, I think, if I remember correctly. And you know, if you're over drive time, it goes to red. If you're good, I think it's blue, if I remember right. It's been about 3 years since I've driven. But obviously the one I'm making does not do that. The ring does change color, but it does not sync with your drive time in the game. I wish it would. That would be awesome, but I am limited by what technology and SCS and different factors allow. I can only do so much. But anyway, it's gonna light up. I think that would be very cool. And that's something that if you want an ELD frame, it'll likely be through the custom shop in the future, just because you know, just because everybody's tablets are different, and they're just frames. I have the tablet being held up with a magnet mount, and the frame like presses onto the tablet, kind of, you know, squeezes in there. It has to be just the right fit, and it's all just hanging there on the magnet mount. Makes it easy to remove. I didn't want to make a full housing because then you gotta take it apart and all that, and plus you gotta have room to access the buttons on the side and the charging cable and all that, and that's all different on every tablet, so that's why that's probably going to be through the custom shop. But I do want to be able to offer that. A lot of guys liked it more. Y'all always surprise me. You guys like stuff a lot more than I think you're going to. I come up with an idea and I think, oh, you're stupid. You're crazy. You know, people are going to think you're getting too into it. But y'all love it. You guys love it. You guys love the ideas. And, you know, trust me, I wish I had a huge factory where I could pump all of my ideas out next day. Like, trust me, I wish I had that, because I would. But you know, it is what it is. We do the best we can, but turn right here. Sorry, I normally downshift too, but you know, sitting here trying to gather my thoughts. Oh, really? In the middle of a turn with an oversized load. Well, we will just set the brakes then. Let's have more of a look at this truck at the night, in the nighttime. I like it a lot. Lights, the lights all have a good flare to them, I believe. You know, there's certain trucks that just have really good, the lights look really good at night. Some trucks don't quite have that. But no, I'm really liking this one. All right, let's get going. See if I can clear this. There we go. Yeah, I'll try and keep a variety on here of what we drive and where we go and what we carry. Maybe I'll do a, you know, no clutch episode. Well, no clutch minus first gear or low gear. Sorry if I say first gear. I know you all get on me. It's low gear, not first gear. Yeah, I know. You know what? When I did drive, I drove a 10-speed Cascadia. Not that exciting, but definitely parts of driving I do miss. This helps scratch some of that itch though. And we are here. Turning left into this farm up here. But yeah, if you would please subscribe. I will be posting an episode a week is my goal. And I talked a lot during this one. I apologize for that. I may have been all over the place. I do not plan on that normally being, you know, how much I talk. But we had a lot to cover this time. There's a lot going on here. Next episode, hopefully, I will have the Moza truck wheel. I want to go over that. That will probably be driving an automatic. I feel like that wheel, well, no, I mean, I don't know, maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, that wheel is obviously modeled after something like a Freightliner. You know, something that nowadays you'd see more than auto, but we'll see. Well, not far forward enough. There we go. We will decouple, and that's going to be it. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Everyone have a good one.